As quick as that.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Sid and James on WHBN. Sid Dunn and James Ross talk about the issues and have a little fun too. Now here are your hosts, Sid Dunn and James Ross.
Oh, welcome to the Sid and James show. Let's talk, y'all. Y'all like our new intro? What about that, James? You check it out?
I like that. That's
I'm getting some feedback in this.
all right.
Is that normal? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so welcome, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, folks.
It's Let's Talk with the Sid and James show, and we've got our. So I'm gonna play with this real quick. I just want to try and see if some of these things work. Okay. All right. So today, guys, we're going to be. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's Derby Day. We've got a caller on the phone already. What is it? So, all right, we flip it on. All right, and then what do we do? Hello, Austin. I can't hear you, Austin. So we got Mr. Austin Zuloff on the phone today. Austin's going to be talking to us. He is a young, very, they got me in the chair today, guys, so it's going to be a little different. Can you hear me? Hey, Austin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
All right, there he is. Hey, welcome to the Sid and James show, man. You been doing all right?
Man, best day of my life. Same as always, brother. Just loving living. How about yourself?
Man, I can't complain. And if I did complain, guess what? Wouldn't nobody care? They just talk about me. That's all they say. Hey, did you hear what happened to Sid? I hear that a lot. People always, and sometimes it's good stuff, but mainly it's always like a lot of bad stuff. People love to share like negativity. And that's not good stuff, is it?
Not at all, man.
No.
Anywhere.
And that's why we've got Mr. Austin Zuloff on the phone today. This guy is one of the biggest positive encouragers that you'll ever meet. First time I met Austin, I had to run. We was running chicken wings down to the SEC pub, so I had to stop and get me a tea. I drink unsweet tea, and I'm the only person in Kentucky that drinks unsweet tea.
Un-American.
I know, right? So I stopped at the gas station right there in Lexington, and I see this super sharp BMW. I mean, like with the Lambo doors on it, everything. And then I see this guy that looks like me. And I'm like, hey, man, that should be me driving that car, right? Hold on. So I'm like, yo, dude, I'm like, man, what do you do, man? Young, just clean as could be. And, it's so approachable. And it was just like, hey, yeah, super cool. Gave me his card. Said, man, if you need anything, just holler at me. And that's how we met, ain't it, Austin?
That is, man. I still remember the day, and I remember the brunch that followed, and it's been a bromance ever since.
It is. Invited me over to his crib. I'm like, man, how you living like this, right? And the way it is because he's turned his negative energy into straight positive energy. And the stuff that we say we can't do, this is the guy that can tell you that you can do it. And that is proof of it. And with that, Austin, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother, and just give us some encouragement today.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on the show for sure. I'm a big fan of you, absolutely. And so really what I want to talk to you about was inspired by my son. So I've got a 9-year-old son. He's one of the most brilliant, creative, and compassionate people that I know. And he was on a Zoom with his classmates the other day, and he had some challenges earlier in the day. He got his PS4 hacked and, all this other stuff. So he's big into Fortnite, and he was in a bad mood getting onto the Zoom. And he started to just, whenever people asked, how was your day? What have you been up to? Mm-hmm. He was just spreading all this negativity. And, like you said, no one really wants to hear that. So, the question is, can people with a bad attitude be successful? And, of course they can, but it takes more effort for them to be successful. And even if they do achieve any degree of success, they're not happy. They don't enjoy it. And they make the people around them absolutely miserable, which is no good for anybody. So most often, people with bad attitudes they don't get too far in life I heard someone say something recently that I had to laugh at. And I don't think they were thinking about what they were saying, but, they were upset about something. And I don't have the ability to take anything seriously, okay? And so I was being me.
Right.
And they said, I can be mad if I want. And, yeah, you can, but who wants to be mad?
Right.
And on the other hand, even barely average people can do great things when their attitudes are great.
That's
what they say is your attitude determines your altitude.
Right.
So it's important to know also that all emotions stem from one of two different base emotions, either fear or love. And it's never advantageous to react from a place of fear, such as anger, jealousy, envy, skepticism, things like that. So here's why your attitude makes so much difference as you approach each day. Is one, your attitude at the beginning of any task affects its outcome way more than anything else. Think about it. You've heard the phrase, all is well that ends well.
Right.
A better way to think about this is all is well that begins well. You look at successful people, whether it's a doctor going into surgery, a coach getting his team ready for a game, or a pastor preparing a sermon. The confident person increases their chances for success. The pessimist usually gets the negative outcome that they're expecting.
Right.
I'm going to give a few tips here in just a minute to develop mindset, but, ask yourself, what's your attitude at the beginning of a new experience? Are you excited? Are you cautious? Try this, and it'll help. When you approach a task, especially an important one you don't really enjoy, right, you're not super hyped up about, focus on the facts, not your feelings.
Right.
Focus on the possibilities, not the problems. That'll put your attitude on the right track, and it starts on the right track. And if it starts on the right track, you're more likely to end up at the right destination. So I'm going to give you 3 tips real quick to develop a winning attitude in just a second. But first, I just want to inform you, if you didn't already know, that it's your attitude, not your achievements, that give you happiness. Sid, you were talking about, some of my possessions whenever we were opening this call, but write this down if you're able to, guys. If you're driving, obviously, don't. The thoughts in your mind will always be more important than the things in your life.
That's right.
Let's repeat that real quick. Go ahead.
The thoughts in your mind will always be more important than the things in your life.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't buy happiness. I've tried.
That's right.
But you can choose it.
That's right.
So I'll mention one last thought real quick on having the right attitude before I give you a couple tips.
Okay.
So first of all, attitudes are contagious. It's totally true that you choose your attitude. You may not be able to choose the things that occur in your life. Life happens to us all. But you certainly can choose how you feel about them or react to them. It's your attitude about them.
That's right.
But it's also very important to keep in mind that the choices you make on attitude influence the people around you as well. And just one bad apple can spoil the bunch or create a ripple effect of kindness, happiness, joy, and abundance. So take responsibility for your attitude. Attitudes are worth, they're contagious. You got to ask yourself, is it worth catching?
That's right.
So here's the 3 tips.
Okay.
I've got the 3 tips for you real quick, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So 3 tips to develop a winning attitude that'll carry you smiling across the finish line, okay? So
every day,
number
right?
one,
Okay.
number one is get rid of words like I can't, or if only, or I don't have the time, maybe,
Right.
I'm afraid, try,
Try.
I don't believe. In addition to owning a training and coaching business for the direct selling profession with a focus on home business, I'm also a professional hypnotist, so I'm very a stickler on words and the implications that they make. So instead, replace those words with I can, I will, I know, I'll make time, I'm confident, I'm certain. If you continually look for and embrace the positive and eliminate the negatives, you'll help yourself to begin thinking differently and more positive each day. And it's a constant practice. Number 2, take time today to write down the top 10 things you're most grateful for in life.
That's right.
Put some thought into this one, too. I've done this, and I'll tell you, and I do this often, and I'll tell you that I can't even get to number 5 before I'm smiling ear to ear. It just changes my whole biochemistry, my whole energy. So this will help you develop an attitude of gratitude and abundance, and it feels good. Number 3, last one, express gratitude to others daily. So in our culture of abundance, we tend to take some things for granted. But when we learn to give thanks and express gratitude to others, we're learning to concentrate not on anything negative, but on the good things in our life. This helps us be grateful, and being grateful helps us to have a more positive attitude and outlook. This starts a positive cycle you can't imagine. It just helps to fuel itself. Think of the incredible butterfly effect of paying it forward. Matter of fact, last night we ran out for ice cream, and someone in front of us paid for our ice cream.
Wow.
It was really cool. So we paid it forward to the car behind us. Like when people pay it forward at Starbucks or a restaurant. Now imagine that with a feeling of gratitude instead of money. It just it creates this incredible ripple effect. So finally, I want to wrap this up with a quote by Walt Emerson that I really like. It'd be really good to think on, guys. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. So I want to challenge you listeners today to all make a decision to develop an attitude of gratitude, live in the world of abundance and love, and enjoy each moment to the fullest, and make it easier for those around you to do the same by setting that example. So appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Hey,
and I appreciate
hold on, stick around. Don't run off on us real quick, Austin. And those are such true words, man. And what we're going through right now, we need to start practicing, exercising this type of information more often. Do you have more of this information? How can we, if a listener wanted to get some more of this information from you, how could you have some kind of contact information, or where would you direct one of our listeners if they wanted to get some more of this information from you?
Sure, man. So, they could always connect with me personally. I'm on either Facebook or email me, Austin Zulaus, Zulaus. My email is real easy, az@austinzulaus.com. Of course, if they look me up on Facebook, I've got a business page as well. There's just got a ton of it. And I've got some free stuff on austinzulaus.com as well.
Wow. Yeah, and he looks like me a little bit, too. He could be my brother. He could be my brother or my cousin. Seriously, he's got the red beard, and he keeps his stuff nice and trim, too, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and wish I was as handsome as Cindy.
Oh, yeah, right, man. I wish I had your money. No. But also, those three things that you gave us are so important. Getting rid of those negative words, and then, especially the last one you said, like expressing gratitude. We hear a lot of how people pay it forward financially, but that's one thing that we normally never don't hear is how people pay it forward just with gratitude and with kind words. So with that, man, I want to thank you for calling in, brother. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pay it forward right now. We're going to give a free lunch away to Dunn's Barbecue to the third caller, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off to our break. And I'm new on this board right now, guys, so y'all have to work with us. Once again, thanks, Austin, guys. Let's hit the applause button real quick. We want to say thank you, guys, to Austin for calling in today and giving us those great kind words. And we'll be back to the Sid and James Show, to the third caller at 859-734-4321. We'll be giving out a free lunch. That's 859-734-4321. Tune in and stay in with Let's Talk with Sid and James Show. Which one?
The top one.
There's a lot of top ones.
Because of the coronavirus pandemic, B&L Jewelers Devil Manor Shopping Center retail store is closed. However, you can still go online and contact them at bnljewelers.com. They have offered their customers a wide designs to celebrate the important moments of your life for over 12 years. Their personal relations with their customers have grown over the years, and they value the trust you have placed with them. They help you to select the perfect style to suit your lifestyle. For them, no question is too insignificant. You will receive their personal service and detail-to attention on every purchase you make. At B&O Jewelers, their mission has always been a tradition of trust, high ethical standards, knowledge of their jewelry products and services, fair pricing, and value to their customers. To contact B&O Jewelers, go online to bnljewelers.com. bnljewelers.com.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Whitaker Bank is standing strong to support and assist our businesses and communities with the Paycheck Protection Program through the SBA. Because we maintain the highest levels of financial stability, we are able to offer funding that helps individuals keep their jobs and businesses to maintain payroll. For more information, call us at 1-800-650-6717 and speak to one of our SBA registered lenders. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC.
Salted Honey Cafe, located in Perryville, is open for takeout only. Just call this number to place an order, 859-349-9010. The hours are Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., closed on Monday. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anything from breakfast items to deli sandwiches, salads, daily specials. They're located at the corner of Highway 150 and 68 in downtown Perryville. Let me give you the number one more time to place an order for pickup, 859-349-9010. Salted Honey Cafe, Perryville.
All right,
We're back.
we're back to Let's Talk with Sid and James show, and we have a caller. Let's take this call real quick. I don't know. It's Miss Foster, so do I just hit it and flip it?
Well, you answer it.
Yeah, hello? Like that? Hello, Miss Foster? Hello? Do I hang it up?
Yeah.
All right. Hello? Caller? Miss Foster? I think she probably had her phone. Well, Miss Jerry Foster was the one that won the free lunch from Dunn's Catering. And I guess she was calling back just to say that today is a beautiful day in Kentucky.
Yes, it is.
Because it's Derby Day.
That's right.
What you know about Derby Day in Kentucky?
Oh man.
Huh?
You know, I used to live by Churchill Downs, and I've been to a couple of races. And my father, he was a avid, racer. He went all the time.
Really?
And, he usually did pretty well, but. My problem was, if I go to the Derby, I would, I'd place a bet. My horse would break a leg every time. So I never got a chance to win any of that kind of money. But my father, he was good at it. But I always loved watching the horses race, and because they'd be getting it around that circle, and it'll come back maybe in June to come back. And
you think so?
And I think they're going to be doing a virtual race today using like a PlayStation technology.
What about that?
That's neat.
That is,
Yeah.
Can you bet on it?
Yeah,
You
online.
can literally put some money on this.
Yeah, you can bet online.
Man, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I done lost stuff. I'm so thankful that the Red Mouse closed.
Right. Right.
I got more money.
Right.
Oh my. So I guess that's how that virtual, and they're going to use horses like that's won in the past, like Secretariat's in it,
Yeah.
War Emblems in it,
Yeah.
Like, dude, you have no clue.
All the great horses, yeah.
My gosh, like I have so many Derby stories that I could fill this whole show up with Derby stories, because we do catering, right?
Yeah.
And so we have been blessed to cater for Channel 18 News.
Right.
Right, like Lee Cruz and all them, they do like this, like cooking with the Dunns at Derby,
Right.
and so we get to go, and we like in the media area, right?
Yeah.
So all our staff gets all access media passes, right? And so we cook for like 75 people, like all the news crew, the anchors, and just
Right.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like putting on, like they hate the Derby.
Yeah.
They literally hate the Derby because it is like all day sleeping in hotels, and before they met us, their food was coming in a box.
Right.
And it would rain.
Yeah.
Always rain the Derby.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they talking about rain today.
Yeah.
Like this later on this afternoon.
Later
It's gonna
this afternoon, yeah.
And it always, like right before the race, it would rain.
Yeah.
And then it would rain all day, and then it would clear up before the race.
Yeah.
It's like one of the two.
Yeah.
It's like God was just always playing with the Derby because he had all the millionaires in one place, right?
That's right. But, I think it rains, it loosens up the soil. The horses have better grip. So there's some benefits to the rain. So
right.
Yeah.
So getting back to where I was saying, like, we catered for them, right? So we would cook for them, and we would be done like by 2:00. Well, we get an all-access media pass. You know what that means? We would go, switch up, put on a suit, and we get to walk through Millionaires Row. I mean, literally, like, we live there because you got a media pass. You just show the pass, like, all right, come through. I walked the red carpet I don't know how many times.
Right.
Literally. And then, so, the first one time I did, it was so funny. If you go to my Facebook page and look at my photos, you will see the biggest, what they call it, bomb, what they call it, where you take a picture, like
a photo bomb.
Photo bomb ever. So I walk the red carpet, I get in the green room, and remember when the guy from Louisville, broke his leg?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they just kept playing it over and over and over and over again, right? So he's in a wheelchair sitting in the green room, and it's Scottie Pippen, Ken Griffey Jr., Star Jones, and Anthony Anderson, like the guy that plays on Blackish.
Right.
They're all around him taking a picture because, like, he's like the hero at that time. Like, they were looking up to him.
Oh, yeah.
So my cousin Chris was in there, right? So I gave Chris my phone. I'm like, here, cuz, take my picture. I get down right beside them, and I get a picture.
Yeah.
So not just that picture's on my phone, I'm on their phone.
Right.
So they're like going through I can just see them now, like,
Who's he?
Yeah, they're like, okay, this is so, and I had like my Dunn's barbecue hat on.
Yeah.
And they're like, who's this guy, right?
Right.
So it's like the best photo bomb ever in the world. But those are just some of my great experiences of Derby. I mean, I can we can fill up the whole show with Derby stories, I could tell you. And I know you guys have got some great Derby stories out there. So, like today, talk about your great Derby stories, and cook out. Today would be an awesome day to cook out.
Yep.
And, do some wings. I seen somebody did stuffed cheesecake strawberries today.
Okay.
If you go on Facebook, her name's Nene, right? And so Nene is doing like a cookout today. So if you don't want to cook out at home, you can order the food from her, and she has stuffed cheesecake strawberries.
Stuffed cheesecake strawberry. That sounds interesting.
I'm going to go get me a dozen today.
Right.
As soon as I leave, I will be eating on those all throughout the day. So, today's Derby Day. Let's stay excited. The governor's taking a day off.
Yeah.
Right? So let's take a day off from all this craziness and still stay social distancing.
Right.
What time is it? Because we're going to have a great caller here in a few minutes of things that we can still do while we're at home. But first and foremost, Bergen, right, did their graduation. Well, they did a part of their graduation yesterday.
Right.
And so what they did was so awesome, right? They did a parade. All the seniors were in a car. Mm-hmm. They drove up Main Street. Their families spread out across the whole city, right?
Wait a minute. You said Bergen, right?
Yeah.
So all the seniors fit in one car?
Oh, you just like a dog.
Let's go.
All right, hold on. Let me give you this one right now. They did a parade, a senior parade,
right?
And then so what the city does is we give out $1,000 scholarship money, right?
Right.
So it was 38 seniors, so we divided it up amongst all of them, and we gave all the seniors
a few dollars for their pockets.
And right now, I want to say congratulations. Hey, that's Pete right there. Can someone take that? Can you take that? Put him on for me real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So what is he saying? Turn the phone, showing right up. Oh, you silly Pete. So right now we want to say congratulations to all the seniors. Julia Arnett. These are seniors from Bergen, class of 2020. Give it up to Julia Arnett, Jason Carey, Paige Carey, Kenny Daughtry, Madison Gilkison, Khaleesi Hammonds, Jacob Harlow, Savannah Harris, Emily Hensley, Alyssa Henson. Go ahead, you can turn him on. That's right. Hold on real quick, Pete. Alyssa Henson, Delaney Henson, Cody Herring, Caitlin Corte, Riley Malloy, Hunter Martin, Seth Martin, Noah Mays, Ethan Maynard, Cole Mitchell, Parker Morgan, Tyler Robinson, Brianna Sewell, Hayden Turner, Matthew Warner, Wesley Tyler, and last but not least, my man, Khalil Yates. All right, y'all, give it up to the seniors of 2020 in the big city of Bergen, Kentucky.
That's right.
Y'all guys is making pathway right there, and we're so proud of you here at the Let's Talk with Sid and James show.
Yes, we are.
You got anything you want to say to the seniors, James?
Hey, go out and enjoy life. Now's it's kind of in between your decision between college, finding a job, or whatever it is. Go ahead and just take your time. Pick and choose what you like. If you like school, find a college.
Right.
If you're not a college person, find a job skill that can help you. Because become a carpenter, a plumber.
That's what we need.
Firefighters. We're always going to need those things in our community. So find something that you can find yourself to be useful, and carry on and make somebody else happy.
Yeah, and through it all, stay positive.
Stay positive. Got to.
And one thing I always tell my daughter every day, it's since day one, and she can say it before we leave. I said, make sure you say your prayers today.
That's right.
And try to find somebody that you can help.
That's right. Somebody.
And if I can just teach her those two things, I think I've done a great job as a father.
Yeah, because usually at the end of my show, I would usually say, if your needs have been met, share it with someone. It'll come back to you tenfold.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we've got is Pete. Pete, are you there? Yeah. All right. Let me turn. Is this one right here? Yeah. I'm working the board right now, Pete. So you got to be paid. I'm
figuring it out.
Yeah, buddy. We're getting it together. Hey, I'm telling you, talking about some boards and some studio sounds and some good music.
Yeah.
And like the equipment they got down there. Oh man, I used to set at the they have this chapel stage, right? And he just redid the chapel stage. It is freaking amazing. And the sound guys are so awesome. I'd sit there and they'd let me play with the lights. Mm-hmm. And dude, I'm telling you, man, it's the best place. It's the most magical, best place I've ever been. And it's right here in our own hometown.
Right.
And it's Turpin Hill Farms. And we're talking to Pete Cashel right now with Turpin Hill Farms. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing good, Sid. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. And Pete's got a son, Noah. I didn't know Noah was a senior. Jonah, my fault, John. I'm sorry. I was thinking Jonah. Yeah, I seen him yesterday, and man, he looks just like you, and he's like taller than me now.
Yeah, I know it.
I've watched them grow up. Like we've done like festivals for Pete for like the past 10 years, man.
Right.
Yeah, and it's been awesome. So Pete's like a master gardener, and he's got like this huge farm that has hiking and everything. And like right now that we're going through all this stuff, we need to get out of the house and do some things. And we can go to the farm and do walks and still stay social distancing.
Yeah.
And take a vacation out the house, and it's right here local. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Pete, and just tell us what you guys do out there.
All right. Well, thank you, Sid. We have Terrapin Hill Farm, which is located out on 152 west of Harrodsburg, about 7.5 miles. That's the Mackville Road, and we have built over the years. We've done a bunch of different things, but we did organic farming for about 20 years, and then started having a few little. We had some friends who had a band, and started having a few parties. It turned into some small festivals, and so that's been going on for about 20 years now. And we through that have developed like a venue, and we do a lot of weddings and some yoga retreats and some music events. But of course, since the pandemic has hit everybody, we have not been able. We've had to postpone or cancel all our events for this season. So,
hey, hold on. If you don't mind, Pete, could you speak up just a little bit?
Sure.
I was going to. Here we go. So we can get you. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
That works.
So
perfect.
Anyway, we've got this 400-acre farm out here, and over the years I've built some trails, hiking trails, and we've got about a mile of the Chaplain River that runs through the property. So, there's plenty of space for folks to come out and go hiking or play at the river or just sit on top of a hill, enjoy the scenery. We do have a gate, though, at this point, so, we would need people to contact us either by calling or through Facebook on our Terrapin Hill Farm page, or can contact Brenda or me directly through email or by the phone.
Okay.
And, we could have the gate open. You could, people are welcome at this point to come out and, in small groups. And
just get out of the house, right?
And they could, we're offering some limited camping if people would like to come and have a campfire, or come out and just go for a day hike or whatever. Brenda has mapped out several miles of trails. That she has on a map, and with little descriptions of the trails, so people can, they go out through the woods. Some of them go out the river valley. There's beautiful scenery. Some of the original old rock walls ever built in the state of Kentucky.
Wow.
The Irish.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
1800 surround the farm. So there's some beautiful scenery out there, and of course, many varieties of birds and wildlife, and big trees. There's a lot of woods on the property, so there's plenty of areas to get out and enjoy.
So
like I said, today is my 35th anniversary.
Congratulations.
The farm. So.
Really, 35 years you've had the farm for?
Yep, I moved here in 1985 on Derby weekend.
Are you serious? Did you do a Derby party when you moved in?
Well,
I know you did.
I think I actually did.
I know you did. I know you, Pete. I know you did. I know you had a moving party.
But, you can, get on our website at terrapinhillfarm.com, and there's a lot of information there, as well as contact information. So, and we are, I of course understand people need to get out and out of their house, and people have been cooped up here for a couple months, and there's nothing better to ease the soul than to get out and
be with the nature
and enjoy some nature, especially on a beautiful day like this.
So Pete, if they came out, is it possible that you could would there be anybody there that could give them a tour, that could educate them on their hiking, to show them this is a type of mushroom, this is a type of tree, this is a type of bird?
I'm somewhat limited on my on that sort of thing, but they're of course.
But they made arrangements prior to.
And animals, and we can arrange a little tour if you want to do that, or some people may just want to come out and hike down the river valley and sit in the middle of a field and soak up the sun.
Right, and I remember me and my daughter, my daughter's first real Christmas tree. We went to Pete. And that's when you told me about those rock walls. Remember we seen those rock walls?
Yes, And went out and cut a cedar tree.
We went out to the farm and cut our first Christmas tree down with my daughter. And she loved it. And she walked across the thing, and Pete was like, let her be. She's being herself. And I was like, you don't remember that, did you, Pete?
Yeah, I do.
And she's she's finding herself out there, and she did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so peaceful out there to the farm. Once you get on that farm, man, it's a magical place. It really is. It's got a true sense of peace, and it's just it's a lot of open space. But then, like you said, there's a lot of woods and trails and things. Do you guys still have the labyrinth out there?
Yes. We have the labyrinth, and it's there for walking. And we've got a nice place down on the river. There's actually a spot called the Big Bend in the Chaplain, where many people got baptized back in the day. Down there, it was the local baptismal hole where they dipped people in the river there, And
wow.
so it's got a lot of history, the farm does. And
That is awesome.
Sounds like a lot of great history.
Yeah, and it's right here.
Yeah.
It's right here in our own town. So we don't have to travel to Tennessee or anything like that to get away. You know, we've been cooped up in the house, not doing anything, and I think it'll be healthy.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, you know, with all the state parks and national parks
Closed? Yeah.
you know, it is a place you can get out into nature and you know, get a little stretch your legs and get out of the house for a bit.
And like it's like not that's what is it? It's like 7.5 minutes, almost 10 minutes out of Harrisburg.
Right, we're 7.5 miles.
7.5 miles
on Mackville Road.
Right up Mackville Road.
Down in the Chaplain River Valley.
Oh, trust me, you know how many times I've had to make that run where we done ran out of barbecue and food and had to run to the store and get back. Well, guys, I want to thank you, Pete, for calling in and sharing that information. We're talking to Pete at Turpin Hill Farms. You're going to get a phone number they can call if they want to come out and schedule a nature hike or just some time out of the house today?
Yeah, sure. It's 734-7207. And you can also get onto the our website at terrapinhillfarm.com. And we have a Facebook page as well, and you know, you can contact us through that if that's easier for you.
All right.
And you know, maybe we'll see some of you folks out here and enjoying some of this sunshine.
Awesome, Pete. We greatly appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for the call.
We're talking to Pete at Turpin Hill Farms. Hope you guys reach out to him, get out of the house today or any day this week, and enjoy a nice nature walk, out to Turpin. As like I said, this is a great adventure place that's close to home that we need to take advantage of. You're listening to Let's Talk with Sid and James Show. And we were going to a break, and I'm still learning this board. And if I hit the wrong button, please excuse me. Thanks, Pete. You have a wonderful and blessed day, young man.
Yeah, you too, Sid. Thanks
Yes,
a lot.
sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Royal Flush Piping is at your service during the coronavirus pandemic. Any plumbing emergency, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Royal Flush is open to serve you as an essential business. To help with payment, they accept credit cards and offer financing up to 18 months interest-free to qualified applicants. The approval process takes about 2 minutes and can be done right on the spot.
If you're looking for a plumber you can trust, pick up the phone, call Royal Flush, 859-319-1286, 859-319-1286.
If you need plumbing, call Royal Flush for a free estimate. They're open and ready to help you.
This is Doug Coulter inviting you to 1125 Stanford Road in Danville. We service and repair all models, types of lawn equipment, pressure washers, generators. We're now servicing, repairing ATVs, side-by-side recreation vehicles, chainsaws, and trimmers. Give us a call, 859-209-2615, 209-2615. Let Coulter's D&T Small Engine Repair make your job easier. This is Doug Coulter inviting you to 1125 Stanford Road in Danville. Coulter's D&T Small Engine Repair, where service is always in season.
Cattleman's Roadhouse Danville Bypass is open for your to-go orders with curbside pickup. To find out what Cattleman's Roadhouse has available for your to-go orders with curbside service, call your orders in at 859-209-2694. That's 209-2694. Go online and order from a menu at cattleman'sroadhouse.com. Cattleman's Roadhouse is open with to-go curbside service on the Danville Bypass.
Cattleman's Roadhouse is open every day from 11 till 8 for curbside to-go pickup.
Here's the update on Dr. Jennifer Nichols' dentistry office.
We have to do things a little differently, but we will be open Monday.
May 4th.
Seeing patients, you can't sit in the waiting room. What we're having patients do is when they arrive in the parking lot to give us a call, take their temperature, and obviously ask them if they've had any symptoms of the virus, or if they've had the virus. Obviously, that requires a whole new set of precautions. We obviously have to wear more protective equipment. 859-734-5111. 756 North College Street, 734-5111.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky State Park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm Joe Mathis, and I want to thank all of our medical personnel, doctors, nurses, lab technicians, ambulance drivers, housekeeping staff, and everyone in healthcare who are working so hard to keep us healthy during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm Rick Sobel. I want to thank all the farmers, food processors, truck drivers, grocery workers, delivery persons, and all who are making sure that we have food on our tables, gas on our cars, and clothes on our backs.
I'm Steve Bertram, and I want to thank all the players, coaches, staff, and extended family who've worked so hard and had to deal with the disappointment of being unable to take part in the sports they love because of this pandemic around all of us.
I'm Jim Herman, and I want to thank all the teachers and educators who are working so hard to make sure that our children continue to learn at home during the pandemic and have normal activity during these difficult times.
I'm Terry Bertram, and I want to thank all the police officers and all the other first responders, firefighters, and everyone who keeps us safe and secure during this crisis.
I'm Jason Wilder, and I want to thank our restaurants which are working so hard to feed us in lots of new ways.
And I'm Robert Wagner, saying I want to thank all our faith leaders, public officials, staff, and everyone, including our listeners, who are working together day and night to get through this pandemic. Thank you for doing your part. Together, we are strong.
Thank you, 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 thank you. During this time of strife and uncertainty, it's comforting to know some things are still the same. The Bread of Life in Casey County and Highway 127 is still open, but for carryout only. Again, the Bread of Life in Casey County is still open, but for carryout only. To place your order or have it ready to be picked up, call 606-787-6110. That's 606-787-6110 for carryout only at the Bread of Life, Highway 127, Casey County.
Brightleaf Golf Course in Harrodsburg is open for local play with certain precautions during the coronavirus outbreak. All carts will be sanitized after every use with special attention to high-use areas. Pencils and scorecards are one-time use. Flags will remain in the cups at all times. All rounds of golf are $30 for 27 holes with cart, and right now you can pick up a rewards card, and the 6th round of golf is free. Book tee times by calling them or online at brightleafgolfcourse.com.
A new study shows that only 35% of adults have 20/20 vision. Automart wants to make it 100%. 20/20 in 2020. 20 Nissan Rogue starting off at $13,995. Now 30's the number. 30 Nissan Altima starting at $11,995. And 30 Nissan Sentra starting as low as $9,995. Automart in Harrodsburg. Guaranteed credit approval with all income types accepted. Automart on 127 in Harrodsburg.
I'm Johnny Sloan, and I approve this message.
All right, back to Let's Talk with the Sid and James Show.
Here we go.
Streaming live on 1420 AM. Hold on, I want to let that play for a second. Oh, that's our new theme song. Let's check it out. You guys, what do you think about our new theme song? That's what groovy, ain't it?
That's groovy.
Yeah, buddy. You ever did like any, what's it called? Freestyling?
Right. That's right.
And this whole show's a freestyle, right?
That's right. The whole show's a freestyle. That's right.
Yeah, we came in and I was like, Googling, James says, not James, but Robert's like, how'd you get that song? And so I was on YouTube and I Googled groovy instrumentals. And when I got here to the station, I just was playing them. And as soon as I walked through the door, I played that one. Mm-hmm. And with nothing else match up to it.
Right.
And they was like, and it was like God-given.
Yeah.
It was like absolutely awesome. So that's how we got our theme song.
All right, that works.
God handed it over to us.
That's right.
So we've had just an awesome show today. We had Austin Zuloff on us this morning.
That was a good piece there.
And he was talking about, like the three things, not just giving of money, but just of how we treat each other.
Yeah.
And some great motivational. And then Pete, out to Turpin Hill Farms.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a great retreat, a great place. Like while we're sitting here stuck at home, we don't have really much to do, but there is things that we can do.
Right.
That's local, right here in our own community.
Yeah.
That follows under the CDC guidelines.
You're right here in town.
And you know, get out, take a hike. He said there was people baptized in that water.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Because we're part of the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Right through here.
Of course.
And so I didn't have a question of the day, but James did. So James has brought us our question of the day today. Usually I never do the question of the day. I always ask somebody. And last week it was from Merle Turner.
Yeah.
And today it is from my co-host, Mr. James Ross. And the question is, how long will we have to wear these masks after the pandemic's over? Or will we ever stop wearing the mask?
Well, you know, depending on, like, say, different countries, they wear them daily. You know, they wear them to work. They wear them on the trains, on the airplanes. And the one that concerns me probably the most is on airplanes.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, when you're flying across country, you know, people are coughing and gagging and sneezing and stuff, and there's circulated air. I think, you know, personally, I think you should probably wear one every time you get on a plane.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, we always used to watch them. You know, you would always see, like, people from other countries wearing them.
Yeah.
You know, normally like in Japan and China, like they always wore them. And I was like, why are they wearing these masks? Well, first of all, the air quality was terrible.
It's definitely terrible.
I mean, and that's one thing that we've been blessed with of this pandemic that we have to look at. Like Mr. Austin said, let's look at the positive things. Name 10 good things that we are grateful for. And even out of this pandemic, and one of those 10 good things that we're thankful for is good air.
Good air.
The air has cleaned up so much that really we normally wouldn't even have to wear these masks when we should have been wearing them anyways. But now we've got this COVID virus thing, and we're wearing it not because we can't catch it, but so that we can't give it out
to somebody. Yeah.
Right.
My question is this: why, if you're driving in the car by yourself, should you be wearing a mask?
No, you shouldn't.
They said that you. They said that you shouldn't.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I've seen people doing that.
I have too. I'm gonna start taking pictures. I'm gonna have a picture collage of people
Because
doing silly stuff.
you know, there was a wreck somewhere where they had an N90. The folks had been wearing an N95. They said they had been wearing it too long. They had passed out and they had a car wreck. You know, if you're by yourself or if it's you and your family, there's no need for you to wear a mask. No need for that.
Unless your breath stink.
We're straight at food or something, right? That's right. Yeah,
Put that mask on, man. You get too close to your breath. Get it like
right.
Kung Fu flicks.
That's right. Yeah, but you know, if you're by yourself, there's no need. I mean, you know, and I always say, you know, if there's no need to wear it, then don't wear it. But if you're going to get it within a group of people, you're going in stores and you got all these other places you can go into.
Right.
You know, going into a restaurant to eat, well, you can't eat with the mask on.
No.
That's, you know, almost impossible.
I just wonder how that's going to be, too, going into these restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, and plus also, too, hey, look, I judge my women by their teeth, too. You know, if you look at somebody and their teeth is crumbly, like, I'm not going to be able to notice that no more.
Yeah.
Because that's signs of a bad person.
Yeah.
Or they just don't eat right. Too many candy bars.
You know, because there was because me and Jason was talking before we went on the air about this place, a table for one, out in the middle of the field, where you're served, you know.
With a drone? They could serve you with a drone?
I guess out in the middle of the field, they can bring it to you, you know, you can bring it to you by horse or cow or whatever.
You can be Turpin Hills, right?
Yeah, or you could be Turpin Hill.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to have to stop in that place one day.
You have got to go check
so I can go check out Turpin Hill.
You would, like, literally. And it doesn't even cost nothing. There's no charge for this.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go check him out.
The Cashews are awesome people, man.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure, like, if you wanted to leave a donation, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Sure.
I think they just want you to get out the house, and, I mean, they're just, man, I'm telling you, they straight up and down like 6 o'clock, like, just good people.
Yeah. Well, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, our time is running out.
What? No.
Yes.
No.
It's always too
serious?
short.
Oh, my. Well, guys, it's time for us to go, and thank you all so much for having us. You're listening to the Let's Talk Show with Sid and James, And I wish they would give us another hour. So if you guys want to hear more of the Sid and James show, call in 859-734-4321 and tell them you want to hear more of the Sid and James show every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. at WHBN. This is WHBN in Harrisburg, the Rooster, your community voice since 1955, broadcasting live on AM 1420, now on FM at 99.5 and streaming live at hometownlive.net. Radio ID is completed.
See y'all.